Good morning. So it's our final 3 days and this is the final episode. We're really excited to have spent a month on the road, but now it's the final little bits. However, we're going to make the most of the 3 days we have. We're heading up to Cathedral Cove, which was really iconic for its amazing beaches and coves which just raised out the water. Really excited to get up there, hope the weather holds and see what we have in store for the final episode. Alright, so we are on our way to Coromandel, making our way up from Rotorua, and we decided to check out a roadside attraction. We haven't really experienced too many waterfalls as we descended upon the dry season in New Zealand, but with recent rain we've decided to check out this beauty. Literally only 1 to 2 minutes from the road, and I believe everybody should check it out if you're in the area. So we have just driven to the beautiful area of Coromandel. It's just so Auckland's here and it's to the side of it and it's a huge vast area of just mountains, beautiful beaches and coves. So for tonight we're just chilling out. We've gone to the local beach and we're just gonna have a fire. And it also gives us a perfect opportunity to take some lifestyle shots. We, just drove around, find a cool location. It's really quiet, there's a beautiful cove. Not much of a sunset, it's pretty grey, but the fire and the atmosphere allows us just to chill out and create some really different content.
Traditionally, I really enjoy shooting these scenes, and this particular evening I was sitting on the beach. We had just got the fire built up pretty well, and I was looking down past my knees and at my boots, just kind of reflecting on the trip so far. It seemed like a really good opportunity to shoot a photo. It brings me back to that moment of reflection and appreciation for the area. Some people say it's a cliched shot, but to me it's much more important than that. It takes me right back to that seaside setting.
So basically me and Ryan were trying to get out and we messed up and there's a river and it went higher and we've just had to do about 4 trips and Ryan's making the final leap.
Bonsai! Alright, so we just shot sunrise at Cathedral Cove. Very hard place to photograph, but well worth the short walk and one of my favorite places that I've seen on this trip. I don't have a photo to share from here, but that's not the point of travel necessarily. We'd love to walk away with a world-class image every time, but these places are just meant to be experienced.
So we're doing an insta-meet today in Auckland, that's why we're getting back to the city. We're really excited to have invited as many local photographers from every age range of photography, from enthusiasts to professionals. Apparently the weather is going to clear up, it's going to become really sunny, we're going to hope for a really nice sunset. But more importantly, these kind of things where people, spend the time organizing it, it's actually about meeting people, and I've made great friends with people over the years that, I've met once on an insta-meet and that, we hang out to this date. So well worth it. So the insta-meet earlier was really successful. We had a fantastic time meeting as many Auckland and, to be honest, traveling photographers as we could. We just put out on our stories that we were going to be in this amazing location. We had a really successful turnout, and we're really glad that everyone managed to show.
Like, my favorite thing is that it was not a popularity contest. It was way more about connecting people, and I know that sounds cliched, but part of the reason I've never done an Insta-meet is because I don't like people collecting popular followers or that kind of trend. And it was awesome to see local photographers that had yet to meet each other connect in a way that they're going to get out and go shoot together in the future, and that was really awesome to me.
So we've been on the road for now 28 days. I think I've kind of lost track. We've been on the road for the last 28 days, and it's been incredible. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series throughout. We've done the whole South Island, the whole North Island. So we've driven over 5,000 kilometers across the country, which is pretty incredible. I know 5,000 k isn't a lot, but New Zealand's tiny, all the roads are twisting, and we just absolutely went crazy.
Having explored the North and South Island in autumn, I think Alex and I can both agree that we cannot wait to come back in the spring. The fall colors were absolutely incredible in the South. I would like to see a little more of the wet season, so I want to see waterfalls, I want to see spring bloom. Maybe I'm just looking for another reason to come back to New Zealand in a couple months, but to be honest, I don't think it matters what season you visit. It is worth every day that you stay here, for sure.
Again. So on the road, we were lucky enough to meet a bunch of epic photographers. All of them were amazing in interview, and we had a lot of fun. They each showed us kind of a little bit of each, like their favorite places to shoot, and having that local knowledge is incredible, and their experience. But one of the ones which stood out for us most and was kind of most enlightening us about the country was Jeff, you saw in episode 7 or 8. He is campaigning for all sorts around New Zealand, including clean water and, to stop the deforestation.
Jeff's efforts and passion for the conservation of the country are admirable, and they're epic. One of the unifying factors of this series is the presence of social media. Without it, I would never have had the opportunity to meet Alex and Henry on season 1 of On the Road. They did 5 weeks up and down the west coast of the States, and I was able to see firsthand the power of social media outside of the applications in a more personalized and interactive setting.
So we've both used our social media as a huge amount to grow our brand and stuff, and I think it's really important for photographers, no matter how big your following is. It could be a couple hundred, it could be a couple million. I think it's really important to get your work out there and to show people what you're about and your style. I feel people concentrate too much on growing their following, and people ask me like all the time, how do you grow your following, how do you do this? And I think my main focus is on my work. I've always focused on good photography, and that's what I hope I display all the time, and not just about that big number. It's about what I produce, and I'd rather get lower amount of people following me and myself be proud of my work than just get a crazy amount of engagement just for me taking a selfie at Yosemite or something.
The quality over quantity aspect cannot be played up enough. It kind of goes into the question I get asked frequently, and that's, how do I generate clients? And there's no easy answer. For me, I just had to focus on the quality of my own work and portfolio, and then I kind of just it's just a step on a ladder. As you consistently improve, you kind of incentivize brands and clients to work with you. I just started emailing companies that aligned with my content, and there were a lot of no's, there were a lot of unanswered emails getting going, but eventually your work gets to a point where it's hard for them to say no, especially if you're reaching out to the right targeted base. And outside of quality versus quantity, I don't think that there's any better recommendation other than to focus on yourself and your quality of work that you're putting out consistently.
So we're really glad you guys will be able to watch this series. I hope you enjoyed it, and here are some of the highlights. Thanks, guys.